And yep, this is the mad scientist slash hillbilly, and we are going to finish up with making liquid gold, which is liquid soap, handmade. Yes, I have no makeup on. I didn't do my hair, so what you see is what you get. Tomorrow I go and get my hair cut and all that kind of good stuff, but you're just going to get what you're going to get today, so forewarned. I have been making the liquid soap, and I'm going to show you how to do a hybrid, and that is adding a mild surfactant to the liquid soap, and gives you more bubbles. And I got this from Crafter's Choice Bubble Up. And of course, I am not going to try to pronounce it the right way so you guys can just get on me, but I'm just going to call it cocoa betaine. And you know what that is. So, it's a mild surfactant. It's derived from coconut oil, and it is used as a foaming agent to booster bubbles. So, that's what the hybrid is going to be. But then I'm going to show you how to take natural liquid soap, liquid gold, and add your fragrances or your essential oils and use an all-natural, mixing it, making it thicker, and that is going to be with sea salt solution, which is a brine solution. And yes, anytime that you make liquid soap, it is important to use distilled water or purified water. Don't use anything else. You can do that with making bar soap, and we've discussed that before. The next thing I'm going to be adding is polysorbate 80. And the reason I'm going to show different things is because there's a lot out there that, oh my goodness, you know, a lot of activists on so many things, and especially when it comes to what we put on our skin. And yes, it is very important, but some of us are just a diehard, and some of us want a good product that is safe and, you know, can bypass the commercial things on the market, like harsh surfactants. And so we tried to go towards a mild. So either way is fine. I do it all. At Cabin Fever Soaps, we make 100% natural Castor liquid soap. Nothing in it. And that is on our baby product line. And we also have shower gel or shower soap, shower gel, whatever way you want to say it, all natural, using the brine solution. And also doing it when you have separation. That's what I'm going to talk about. When you have separation, when you add your fragrances or your essential oils, sometimes it just makes it so watery that it's just, you know, what are you going to do with it? And so a lot of soap makers that are new just give up on it. So I'm just trying to show you something that you don't have to give up on. And you can choose whatever way. That's what makes the world go around and makes us all different. But stay with your beliefs, you know, don't waver. And research, just research. Now the Bubble Up, which is the cocoa betadine, I'm going to call it Bubble Up because I'm just a hillbilly, but I dig and doing research. Years ago when we were hauling A&E explosives, anything that went boom boom, and believe me, did it all in my trucking years. One of the things that you had to know is how to look at everything that you carry and especially if it's placarded. Explosives, flammable, liquids, anything. You had to know what the procedures were going to be if you had an accident and the stuff that you were hauling got spilled. So went and did research on cocoa betaine, and sometimes young new soapers get very excited about all the stuff that's on the internet. And I got something up there, but I don't know what it is. But anyways, and say, oh no, this isn't good for you and whatever. But when they put it, you know, on your information of looking at what is good, what, you know, what's pertaining in the government, writing down what each ingredient is and breaking it down to where you don't even know how to cipher it. It is at its full strength. You are talking about things that are in large quantities and being hauled like in barrels and containers and drums and things like that. And if there was an accident, even if it was in your own building and you had a spill, how to clean it up, who to notify, how to, you know, keep the area safe, and what it would do if it was, you know, airborne, breathed in, or, you know, on your skin or things like that. It doesn't have nothing to do with A&E or any kind of explosives. You don't want to even know what you have to do with stuff like that. And you are responsible of keeping people safe in the area. But with this, it says that it is not good for aquatic environments. And so if you took a drum of this stuff and you put it in the Mississippi River, which I'm only, 3 minutes away from, yeah, it would do high damage. So that's why they have to have, you know, all of the hazards, you know, listed and whatnot. But we're only talking just a little bitty thing. So it's not going to do what that would do, but they have to, you know, put down on paper. So anything that you buy commercially, if you're against anything that's not natural, I sure hope that you don't go and you buy anything that's on the shelves. And when it comes to polysorbate 80, guess what? It is in your food. And I'm not saying it's right because I don't think it should belong there. But on your skin, wash off, hey, it is some really good stuff. And it also is a carrier for medicine, because it does take the medicine and carry it through your body, through all the cells to where it's supposed to be. And it is, it will take a medicine that will permeate the brain barrier, and not very many things can get past that. So, you know, things like that. So I'm not going to go there, but if you're just deadly against everything, let me tell you, it's everywhere. Is it right? No. But can you control the things that you can use this with? Yes. And body products, wash-offs? No. Fantastic. So you have a choice. You can use the brine, or you can use a hybrid, putting a little bit of this in, and I'll show you how little it is. Polysorbate, so that it would keep everything emulsified. The oils and the waters, because once you start adding the dilution, and then you take essential oils or fragrance oils and you try to mix it, you'll see a separation, and that just turns most soap makers away when they are trying to make liquid soap. So this is what this little video is on. It's not what's right or wrong. It's an alternative of you making your choice. Turn it off. Can tell it is the winter, and Danny's in the background. I'm going to get him. Danny! What? Please, I can hear you.
Sorry.
Anyways, so that's what this is about. Let me see. I think that's all that I have. Wanted to share with you on that part. And like I said, it's a catch-22. You're going to find it in all different products, but you're the one that calls the shot. So, whatever you choose to be, you know, making your formulas, your recipes, or whatever, what you're a soap maker, body product, you know, small business, whatever it is, you're the one that calls the shots. It's not written on stone, and you just dig for the research. And I mean, not what you see on websites or whatever, but go in and do the scientific research on the products. All right. Hey, there I go again. I showed you making I think it was a 5-pound batch of liquid soap. Well, it's what you didn't see is I made a 20-pound batch of liquid soap. And it is in my bucket, and I'm going to show you that because I think maybe you might be a little curious of what I do. So hopefully it's not going to be too long of a video. If it is, I'm going to have to splice it up, and I probably won't be able to get it on all of it, but I wanted to show you. It's the same formula as I did the 5-pound batch. It's just in a larger quantity. It didn't take very long, and as I said before, I added to my lye solution, what I used as the wetting with the lye was water and glycerin. And it speeds up. It speeds up the process for that 20-pound batch. Well, after everything, the dilution and everything, 20 pounds. It didn't even take not even an hour and a half, and it was done. And I didn't use a lot of glycerin. Like, I could use 100% glycerin for this solution, but I didn't. Anyways, it was because of the glycerin, and I did it on top of the stove in my big stainless steel pot, and then I added it, or after I got it together, then I put it in the oven on 170, and it only took 1.5 hours. The one that I did, the 5-pound one, I think I didn't really check it. I think it was, I'm going to say around the same, probably 2 hours at the most. And then I shut it off and wrapped it up, and that's the way it was. You saw it in the video beforehand. And I'm gonna get that kid. Hang on. Mr. Carpenter. Yes? If I hear your voice back here again, because I asked you to be quiet, I put you way in the back room, I am taking your phone on your game until I'm finished. Do you understand me? What? I don't hear you. Danny? Yes. Okay. All right. Yes. Him and I go around and around this place. One day I'll take you a grand tour, but it's not a very big place, so it carries, and I try to teach him that, but what can you do? All right, what I was talking about was when I do a 90% olive oil and a 10% castor oil so that I could have a little bit of bubbles. That's what I make my baby soap with. It takes forever if I don't use glycerin. I talk 7 to 9 hours. So with a lower percentage of the olive oil, I used corn oil, olive oil, and castor oil. And the olive oil was at the least. Yeah, it makes a difference. So it's just all different kinds of things that would take the cook and the right amount of time to do it. So just don't don't get discouraged. Just keep on doing it. Do it in smaller batches, and then you'll get to graduate up into a great big old bucket or whatever. I'm going to be using it for hand soap, shower soap, all different kinds of stuff. I absolutely love it. And before I get going, I keep standing up and then sitting down. Another thing I wanted to talk about, making it your own signature product. Always use distilled or purified water. Your additives. It's not going to make it through the saponification, and especially the heating and things, so you have to be very, very careful with what it is, if it's water soluble or if it's oil soluble. The trick is to make it your own and your signature is adding things in your dilution. And what I mean by that is you take your distilled or purified water and boil it and then steep it with herbs to make an herbal tea. It doesn't matter. Whatever you desire you want to make, go for it. Beautiful. And it comes out very clear. So there's no sense in thinking that, oh, you know, it's going to be cloudy. Some things will, especially some essential oils, some fragrance oils. But normally if you keep your dilution, you know, I've used all different kinds, but right now I put in aloe vera juice. It's probably about a 10% ratio, and I put that in my distilled water and heated it up and put it in my soap paste. Beautiful, as you can see. Did it cloud it? No. And this has fragrance in it. How about that? Okay. Now, I always add a little bit of glycerin to my dilution. And you can add honey, because honey is water soluble. You can add that in it. I have honey powder. Put that in there. Just do a little bit of research. Put in your own little additives that makes it yours. Don't be afraid, and start out in small batches. And another thing I wanted to talk about is I did the dual lye. I think it just, I don't know, it just works out good for me. So I stick with it. I do a 90% potassium hydroxide to a 10% sodium hydroxide. Works out fantastic. I use a calculator, and it is, I think they changed it to, it's the same. Summer Bee. Now it's called SBM Crafters Calculator, but it's the Summer Bee. No, I should have wrote that down. Like Summer Meadow Bee or Summer Bee Meadows. Anyways, fantastic website. They have done so much research when it comes to making liquid soap, cream soap, bar soap, anything. The only thing that I don't like is that they really tend to go with the Fowler's, you know, liquid soap making, the lady that really got it going on the liquid soaps. I read her books. I thought they were pretty complicated years ago, and I just never followed it. But did I learn something from her? Yes, I learned an awful lot what was going on. I beat with a different drum, but I have been doing liquid soap for many, many years. So, but I added 4% super fat. It was unheard of in the Fowler's book. You did it at 0 because they talked about the impurities of the potassium hydroxide, blah, 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 which I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's just, you know, going on. You just have to read about it. 4%. That's what I do. And I don't have any separation. I have no problem. You just have to know when it is completely cooked and went through the saponification. But this one, yep, it's my liquid gold. It does have, I got a little bit, I could thicken it up if I wanted to, but I don't because I'm going to put it in a pump. But this already has the fragrance in it. No floaties. This one, a different fragrance, is just a little bit cloudy, but still very clear, if you can see that. No floaties, nothing on the bottom. So, I think it works because of the dual light, but I can't swear by that. And this is getting long, isn't it? I don't know. So anyways, just put your own signature product together. Have fun doing it. Don't let it be complicated. Read, read, read. Biggest thing is, if you guys want me to show you an extreme step-by-step, complicating it all together and through the whole process, let me know. As far as testing it, to see if the saponification is finished, how I go about, diluting, all that. But it would be a very long progress. But there might be some that would be interested in it. So today, I'm going to get this stuff going, but I'm going to put them in different jars just so you can see through it, because what I am going to be putting mine in, and I make it as an order comes through, I will be putting it in the black bottles with the pump. But let me take you over here first. I don't know if I can scooch over here, but do you see that right there? That underneath there is my big old bucket of soap. And underneath it, I got it on a chair. Underneath it is right under a vent, and I got that covered up. And I don't have the vent clogged. Tater likes to get on the bottom part of the blanket and stay warm. But it comes up through and around, circulates, and keeps my bucket very, very warm. So, yes, I thought I would show you that. So I'm going to get it over here and stick it on this chair. You wonder what I'm going to do with this? Let me tell you, it is going to be, it's going to be another apron. Glenn's pants. I can't wait till I put it right there every time Patty get busy on it. So, let me move the bucket over there so you can see it. I hope this isn't just boring you guys to death. You can turn it off if so. Anyways, here it is. And there it is inside. So I'm going to put my gloves on and I'm going to stir it up. I think you can see pretty good there. And I'm going to stir it up. It's been going for, I think this is the 4th day, guys. So you just have to be patient. You have to let it do its thing. And sequestering, yes, and that means after you mix up everything, you want it to set for a couple of weeks. Just to make it mild and settled in. Now let's see. So I don't think, yep, it is completely done. And it's nice and warm, so it is fluid. I got a few unsolved up on top. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll bring you over. If I wanted to, I could add a little bit more water for dilution, just for that top, but I don't think I will because that is all there is. It is completely dissolved, except for the little floaties. And I'm not even going to worry about that, folks. Let me show you. Oop, doop, 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 doop. There it is. Liquid gold. See just the top part floating? Let's see if I can do this. Hanging on to you. Is there it? Yeah. See? Just that few little bit on top. And I'm not going to worry about it. But see how clear it is? That has aloe vera juice in it too. And glycerin for the dilution. Alright. I am going to take and measure out. Let me see. I guess I should. I'll just do this. And I know I have my little spray bottle somewhere. But if not, I would do this. My alcohol. Just because I touched the drawer thing. I try to keep everything clean. Alrighty. Now, I am going to take this, and it's 8 ounces. We're going to do the hybrid first. Let's see if I can get you down here without just looking at me all the time with no makeup and nothing done to my hair. Let's see. Alright, I hope you're not sideways now. And I got this all sprayed. I am going to take and do 8 ounces. And you really don't want to try to get the bubbles, but they will go away. Do not worry. Maybe not. How about that? All right. I have my 8 ounces. And to the 8 ounces, because I have 8-ounce bottles, so I would keep all this in here. I'll put this over like this, because I just, you know me, and stuff floating around. An order comes in, and I have 1 jar, and they want, let's see, Dead Sexy by Tokyo Milk, and I got that from Be Scented. I wanted to try that, and men's one. So, instead of having a whole bunch of whatever, just put it in here or mix it up in a jar, and that's probably what I'll do later. To this, I want to take a 1/2 tablespoon, and here we go again, me and my drawers. This one up with that, that. Sorry guys, I do not want to touch, even if my drawers aren't too bad. Okay, so a 1/2 tablespoon. Yes. Okay. Can you see that? I'm going to put that there. I almost messed up because I'm in a hurry. 1/2 tablespoon of fragrance. And then I'm going to take the polysorbate and I'm going to, yes, because this one was, if I used, and that's the thing, this is a 1/2 tablespoon. If I would use a very highly concentrated, which this one isn't, but let's say Nature's Garden or whatever, you want to go by what they recommend. So this is going to be a 1/2 tablespoon of the fragrance oil because of the fragrance oil. Then I'm going to take polysorbate, and I'm going to do the same. Since I add a 1/2 tablespoon, you can start off with a teaspoon per one 8 ounces, not per one. This one's just kind of on the light side, so I am going to use that. Now, to bubble up, you're going to take, and it's all going in the same, so I'm just using the same. You want to put that in with your soap. And I have that. Okay. All right. Mix it up. This is going to look cloudy. It's going to get real super thick. See? Sticking it up. And each fragrance oil will make it different. And I'll show you. Now I'm going to take this and get to my spatula and mix the fragrance oil with the polysorbate very, very well. So it keeps it emulsified and keeps everything from not separating. And I add that, and oh, it smells so good. It's a very good man's fragrance. I'm making this for Christmas. For a certain someone. I'm not going to tell who, because we got guys watching the videos, so they just have to guess. Look it. Oh no, Patty, what did you do? Oh my goodness, it's turning. Don't worry about it. Isn't that nice? Just mix it up really good. Some will make it even thicker. Just add a little bit more distilled water if it's just way, way too thick. That smells delicious. So, now put it in this jar. If I can get it open. Oh my goodness, I just don't have very much strength when it comes to twisting, but I got a good grip. Don't make sense. Okay. This, with all the bubbles and whatnot, will turn into this. All the bubbles will be gone. So you want to keep the lid off in it, or put them in your bottles and keep the lid open. And within 24 hours, it will settle down and bubbles will go. So that is your hybrid. And same thing goes for when we do the brine solution. And then I would mark this. But if I wanted to make a whole bunch up, you wouldn't just do 8 ounces. But per 8 ounce, that's what you want to do with making the hybrid. Liquid soap, natural liquid soap. Sometimes you need a little bit more fragrance in it, and sometimes that in itself will just loosen it up until it's just so runny, it's just pathetic. So this will take care of it all if you choose to use this. Now, the next thing we'll do will be just with the polysorbate. And I'm going to put this on, or you could put a paper towel over the top like I do with my lotion and put a rubber band on it, but I am just going to keep it lightly like this so that the air can go through and then it will settle down. Okay, now let us do a brine solution. And I'm going to rinse this out. And start again. Dry it, spray it, and just make sure you use a preservative when you, like for the big old bucket. You just have to go through the percentages. I think it's a 1%. I would go 1.5. Yeah. Wipe it out from the rubbing alcohol. Now, let's get another 8 ounce. And no, I didn't measure it. This is all by kind of eyeballing it. Not going to get too technical. Voila. Now I'm going to take and pour, oops, and I'm going to heat it up in the microwave. And yes, that one did have my polysorbate, and I'm going to use the same as this, so that way I didn't have to wash that one up. Boy, am I getting lazy or what? Okay, let's see how this is. Oh yeah. Okay. Now, I'm not going to use the bubble up, but I am going to use polysorbate. And I should have just, I'm so scatterbrained today. I should have used a different one, but that's okay. We will do it this way. Yeah, 8 ounces, so I'm going to use the half because to me is not very, 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 very strong at all. I find that I have to use a lot more polysorbate, same amount as you do with your fragrance oil or your essential oil. Okay, the brine solution is to thicken it if this doesn't thicken, if it loosens it up, I should say. Okay, let's get this in here since they're both the same of everything. But this time, there isn't any bubble up in it. There is going to be polysorbate in here, so I don't want any of the fragrance oil floating around and sinking on the bottom and making everything murky. Nope. polysorbate seems to be thickening it up. Let's see now. There you go. See? Did the same, but the bubble up would make it more bubbly. That's fine. This is more natural. The next one that we do, we are not going to add polysorbate. Just so I can show you that. All right. Danny's in the bathroom talking. He's got a couple of his friends' kids, and they play, I don't know what game it is, building forts and all different kinds of stuff. I think it's more like a zombie thing, which, well, Mommy lets them, so I try to monitor them. Okay. Look at that. And it will relax because it just, will put this on, just don't put the lid on tight. Put it up here and let it set, and all the air bubbles and the clarity will come together. Now I'm going to take this and wash this. And then we're going to go the natural. Lemongrass is very, very good, but it will kind of make your liquid soap a little bit runny. And sometimes it doesn't, but I'm not going to use it. I think it depends on if I'm doing a Castor soap or whatever. So I think I am going to put another 8 ounces. And you don't have to dilute your full paste, base paste. If you do a huge amount like this, you can wrap it up so that it doesn't, that'll keep it hydrated. And you can store it in a cupboard. Some people store it in their freezer, some in the refrigerator. I don't understand that because you didn't add water to it, but to each his own. Does not matter. You don't have to do that. But if you get an order in, then, you know, you're going to have to wait for it to dilute, and sometimes it takes a couple of days. Okay, with this one, we're going to do an Aztec Magic in the Air. And this is also, if I was using Nature's Garden, I would probably only add a teaspoon. Liquid soap is very hard to get the fragrance to pull through. So sometimes it's a pain in the booty. Get my hands and the stuff. Rubbing alcohol. What you doing, Tater? Oh, she's looking for her little warm spot. All right. I'm going to take this and I'm going to do a ½ tablespoon because it is a very light oil, fragrance oil. And I'm just going to put it in there. And I'm going to get a different, get some rubbing alcohol on it. Yes. All right. What you doing? And now I'm going to mix it up. Makes it a little bit cloudy, but it will go away. But see how watery it is? See what I mean? Some is really, really bad. And some is like emulsifier and it thickens it up. So it's turn it, fine, fantastic. Don't worry about it. So, okay, Patty, this is kind of warm, so I'm not worried about it. It's still warm. I am going to take my little dropper and I'm going to go for the brine solution. And we're just going to add a little bit at a time. And it will take a few minutes, you guys, so to make it thicker. But you can see it's starting to thicken it up. And you don't need very much to start out with. I just want to show you, see the difference. It's getting a little bit thicker. And the more that it incorporates, it will get thicker. But I am going to push the limit and add a little bit more. Looks like a pretty milky solution, don't it? But it will turn back to clear. And I can feel it in here. You probably can't see it, but I can feel it, that it's getting thicker. But the one thing about the salt brine, and I think that's about all I'm going to push it. You have to let it set for a little bit over time so that it can do its thing. That makes sense. And there you go for all the naturalists out there. Like I said, I make all of it. Not ashamed to admit it. It takes all different kinds to go around. But go by what you have your beliefs in. Whatever you want to be. A complete Puritan naturalist, as natural as possible. No other derived natural chemicals, if you will, or whatever. See? Do you see how it's thickened up? Now it will thicken up a lot more than that. So there you go with that. You can add essential oils. You can add fragrance oils. You can leave it alone. If oops, alcohol. Okay, or like this is very, very liquidy. Well, pretty well thinned. Just let this sit. And then tomorrow, you might want to look at it. One time I just kept adding and adding. And I thought, oh, doggone it all, it is not going to get thick. And guess what? I had to dilute it in 24 hours because it was just way beyond the time. Then other times, depends on fragrances. You add too much brine, it will do the opposite. It will thin it out. So, as you can see, I don't know, but right now, and it's warm. I can feel it. This soap is still warm, and this will, oops, I'm sorry, guys. This will thicken up. It will thicken up, but it won't be a thick, pasty. It will be thicker than what it is, but right now, it is just warm. I'm trying to hurry and babbling on, right? Okay, that's a lot better. But you want to give it 24 hours. Do not keep adding it to think that this is going to turn out like with the polysorbate or the bubble up. It's like an instant thing. This is not. This is all natural. It's going to take time. So set it up there, put the lid on, not tight, so that it can breathe, and let it do its thing. and it will clear up too. And if this wasn't so doggone long, I would bring you back in the morning and show you the results. But this is going to be the results. Something like that. And this. Yep. That is what you're going to end up with. Okay. I hope this helps. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. All right. Until we meet again on another video, please hit the like and hope that you subscribe and leave a comment. See if I can answer your questions. Hope I didn't hurry you along, but let me know. What do you think? All right. Love you all, and thank you guys for being part of my life. I'll see you later. Stay out of trouble. Bye.